Let me guess, your company is in the market for a new phone system, and Microsoft Teams phone system is something that you are considering for the business. Well, if that's the case, you're in the right place. My name is Mike Smith. I'm the president of Aerocom. I've been a broker for every major cloud phone system service provider since cloud phone service was even around. So for over 20 years, I've been a broker for telecommunications and technology. And today I'm going to present my review of Microsoft Teams phone system for businesses in 2023. Spoiler alert, I'm actually going to give you my conclusions for my review of Microsoft Teams phone system right now. In my opinion, after reviewing the product and knowing it pretty well from selling it for many years, Microsoft Teams phone system is a good fit for businesses, or I should say a great fit for businesses if, number one, you have your own in-house IT team. Number two, your company uses an E5 license for your 365 licensing. Number three, your company uses Microsoft Teams a lot today. Number four, your company doesn't use the phone a whole lot. Number five, your phone system does not need to integrate with your company's CRM or ERP software. And number six, your company does not have a call center. Now, what I am going to do on this video is I'm going to review why I talk about those 6 items and why, if your company is those 6 items, you're a great fit. But before I get too far ahead of myself, now which companies, which service providers offer Microsoft Teams dial tone for Microsoft Teams phone system? And of those companies, which offer things like additional services like SMS text messaging? Which of them service global sites? Gosh, it would be great if you could find a website that could show you all that stuff, right? Well, good news, there is. Our website, aerocominc.com, shows you all that stuff. On our website, you can search by product, and by product, after you get to there, you can search for features. So you can look up cloud phone system companies that integrate with Microsoft Teams phone system and that have certain features and all that good stuff. You can also read reviews on those service providers. You can write reviews on those service providers, and you can sort by feature. So I guarantee you've never seen a website like this. We spent thousands of dollars on it to help you guys, IT professionals, sort through vendors. Now, it'll help you sort through vendors on the website. You'll get to browse vendors, see videos on the vendors, look at some details on them. But it's still going to leave you with a few questions like, hey, what's the pricing for these service providers? And hey, I did a search on this website, but I came up with 20 different service providers. So which ones should I actually call? Which ones have a good reputation? Well, that's where I come into play. I'm a broker for all the major service providers. And if you call me and let me know your requirements, I can quickly pair you up with the best service providers to quote. I can oversee the quotes, make sure you get the best pricing. I can make sure you are introduced to the best salespeople at each of those service providers. The nice thing is, your company does not have to pay me a dime for the service. I'm going to give you the recommendations. If you end up signing up with one of the service providers, those service providers will pay me my broker fee. So there's no reason not to at least reach out and get my opinion on this stuff. And hey, if you don't want to go to the website and start searching, doing the self-search option, you can just cut the corner and contact me right from the get-go. I'll help you find the right providers. Okay, and then also, as always, don't forget to do the like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, let's jump into my review of Teams phone system in 2023. Oh, wait, before we do that, check out my shirt. Wearing my Yosemite shirt in honor of Yosemite. I know Yosemite's going through a bunch of flooding right now. We're in like mid-spring, and I think they're closing Yosemite. It's like mid-May when I'm filming this, 2023. And Yosemite is one of those places I love going with our family. Been going there since I was a kid, and I actually climbed to the top of Half Dome when I was 12 years old. So I still get to wear this honorary I made it to the top shirt. So just kind of a fun point to point out there. But okay, let's jump into my review. Okay, the first thing I want to mention about my review is that, number one, I'm not going to review every single feature that Teams phone system can offer. I'm not going to walk you through that. Nobody wants to see that. There's way too many things out there. that Teams phone system can do, or features that you could possibly use this one time, or this one person sitting over there might use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the basics. Okay, what do users typically do? They answer calls, they transfer calls, they use their mobile app, they talk, they want to click on a contact and call them, they want to check their voicemail, all that stuff. I'm going to cover the basics when it comes to that stuff so that you know, okay, does Teams phone system do the basics, what our users are going to need? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to first review the user experience, both from the desktop app and the mobile app, and then I'm going to review the administrator experience, so administering Teams phone system. One thing I'm not going to touch on today is desktop phones. Okay, so I don't have a Teams desktop phone. I'm not going to review that. Phones themselves, the desktop phones, are kind of going by the wayside. Everybody's trying to focus on the software, so that's going to be my focus today, is the soft phone and the mobile app and the administrative experience. Okay, so let's start by making a phone call. As you'll see, I'm on the Teams app right here, and it's real simple. Over here, you see the calls button. You click on that and you get this interface here. So let's just say I'm an IT director of a huge company, and I'm gonna call Aerocom because I want Mike to help me out with looking for Teams phone system operator connect providers. So I dial the number 714-593-0011, and I hit the call button. Pretty simple. Okay, and now we're going to demo receiving a call. Incoming calls coming in, super easy. I get a screen pop over here, click on answer, and I'm talking on the phone to myself. Okay, SMS and MMS texting. As you'll see, it's not on this app. So this is not something that's available with Microsoft Teams, which I don't like. But you can get a third-party operator connect service provider or direct routing as a service provider to kind of give you an add-on app for SMS and MMS. And when they do that, a good service provider will actually embed it somewhere like around here in that left-hand column. So it'll be another app over here that you can click on, and that'll give you access to SMS and MMS. Yeah, it's not as clean as if Microsoft Teams had it inherently, but it's better than nothing. It's not quite as good as some of the other cloud phone system options who have it baked in on their own platform, but it is available if you use a third party, some of them at least. Something else that I think is a cool feature that some cloud phone systems have is the ability to take a call and move it from a phone call to a video conference or web conference. And that's something Teams does not have unless you are on a Teams to Teams call with another member of your organization. So here I'm on a call. I called our main phone number there, which you're more than welcome to call if you want some help on any of this stuff. But you'll see here, there's no ability to take the call and move it to a conference call. And you might think, well, that's because the other party isn't on Teams. Well, that doesn't matter with a lot of other service providers. Even if the other company is not a Teams user with some other platforms, you can still move it to a video conference call and it will send them an invite where they can either download the software or they can join through a web browser, but they can still join. You can move that same call to a video conference call. But see, if I hit more over here, there's no option to move that to a web conference or a video conference. Something I don't like about Teams phone system. Okay, another popular feature that I think is really useful to companies is something called call flip. And a lot of companies don't know about this until they get a cloud phone system, but it's really useful. So what it is say for instance, I'm on my mobile app for Teams phone system. You can't see it because you're looking at my desktop app right now, but say I'm on a call and I'm using Teams phone system and I've been driving around in my car and I'm coming into my office and I'm still going to be on the phone on this call for a long time. And I think, you know what, it'd be much more comfortable if I put my headset on and take this call from my desktop app as opposed to continuing for another 20 minutes or so on my cell phone app while I'm sitting at my desk in my office. Well, if I pull up my Teams
desktop app, I'll see this right up at the top where it says you're in a call with, and then it's our main number there on another device. Want to join this one. So obviously I do. I click join. I have two options here. I can either add this device so that I'm on both of my devices simultaneously, but I don't want that. I just want to transfer to this device so that I'm on my desktop soft phone only. So I click that, then I hit join now. A couple clicks there, maybe one too many clicks, but either way, pretty simple, pretty easy for people to use, very useful, and it works both ways. So if I'm on my desktop app and I want to leave my office and switch the call to my mobile device, I can do that. Or if I'm on my mobile device and I want to come back in the office and switch it to my desktop app, I can do that. So it works both ways. Cool little feature. I think Teams does a good job with it. Definitely something nice. Okay, now what if I want to transfer a call? That's obviously something that's super basic that definitely every business needs the ability to do. So if I'm on a call and I want to transfer that call to somebody else within the office, I click the more, and then I have two options here. I can just transfer. I can type in here, type in Min. I want to transfer the call to Min. And then from the transfer option, I can click to transfer it directly to voicemail, or I can just blind transfer it right away. That's going to send it right over to Min. I can also do a consultative transfer. Right here, consult, then transfer. So it puts the call on hold. Call is for Min. Type in his name, and I can chat with him and say, hey, do you want to talk to Mike right now? And so I would chat back and forth. And if he says yes, I can go ahead and just transfer that call over to him. Pretty simple, very easy to do. And so calling and transferring calls, definitely something easy to do on Teams phone system. Okay, something else cool I think Teams phone system does really well is the ability to transcribe calls and to record calls. So you'll see here, if I hit the more option, I get the option to record and transcribe. If I click that, I can start a recording or start transcription. I do not have either of those enabled from the admin portal, so I can't do them right here, but you can see it has the ability to do that, which I think is really cool. Not a lot of cloud phone systems have the ability to transcribe. They all have the ability to record on demand like that, but not transcribe. So to be able to transcribe calls, pretty cool feature that I like with Teams phone system. You'll see also there's some other options here. If I need to put the call on hold, and I talked to you earlier about transferring there. So those are some options there. Okay, so what if I'm a user and I want to adjust some of my call settings? I want to adjust some of my preferences. Well, I can come here. I can go to manage account. I can go here and I've got some options. So you'll see I've got some options here like, hey, I want to forward my calls, some different options in terms of configuring voicemail, configuring ringtones. There isn't a whole lot here. So this is an area where I think Teams is lacking a little bit. Like for instance, you'll see it's either call rings to me or forward my calls to one place. So I've clicked there. I got to forward it all to voicemail or to a new number or contact or a call group. So a lot of cloud phone systems have the ability to do find me, follow me. I don't see that on here. So if I want to try, when somebody calls me, I want it to ring one phone number at a time, but try maybe 2 or 3 different phone numbers. So I don't have that ability here. I also do not have the ability to block my outbound caller ID. I don't see that in here. So if I click privacy, I don't see that ability to block my outbound caller ID. So some sales companies like that. Obviously, we all hate that because that's for telemarketers, but that's not a setting that they have here. A big setting that I noticed that it does not have as well is a remote office setting. So sometimes folks go and work from home and they want, maybe they have a landline at home or they have bad Wi-Fi or cell phone reception in their house, but they want the ability to use a landline as their phone. So a lot of cloud phone systems have that ability. Teams does not. So Teams, you can forward your incoming calls to that landline if you're working from home, but it doesn't have a way to make outbound calls from that landline. There's not an option here. So I think that's an area where Teams is lacking a little bit. But overall, there's just not a whole lot of preference things that you can set up here if you go through it compared to other cloud phone systems. So I'd say this is okay. There's a few things you can set in here, but it's not top of the line when it comes to setting up your personal preferences on Teams phone system. Okay, let's talk about voicemail. I think Microsoft Teams phone system does a really good job with voicemail. And voicemail is obviously something that's, a little bit of a dying breed, but nevertheless, they do a good job with it. So I went ahead and left myself a test voicemail. You'll see it right there. If I want to just see my voicemail only, it's real simple. It's real easy to see. It's right there. It's not hard to find. So click voicemail. There you'll see the voicemail right there. If I just click once on it, I see the entire voicemail over there. You'll see my message, which nice. It's transcribed. It's pretty accurate. You'll see what my voicemail is right there. Show more. That's the whole thing. I can play it right here, and that's really easy. If I wanted to delete it, I could delete it right here. But something that's really cool about this is, people will ask, hey, does it email you the WAV file so I can listen to it on email? Yes, it absolutely does. And it actually takes it a step further, which is, I think, super cool. So here's the voicemail that it emailed me. This came to my inbox, and I opened it up big so you can see it. But you'll see that the transcription is right there on the email. So it's super easy to see. You don't even have to play it. The transcription's there. So that's nice. It's pretty accurate. But the coolest thing that I like, this is pretty cool. Man, I could have really used this 10, 20 years ago, a ton, is if I delete this in my email, if I hit delete right here, and not only deletes it there, but it also deletes it from my voicemail over here. Wait until it's synced up, but it's gone. I didn't have to delete it from my soft phone. It's automatically deleted just because I deleted the email. Pretty cool. A little bit dangerous if somebody doesn't want to be deleting their voicemail, I guess. But they can also find all those deleted voicemails in their deleted email box. So there's a way to do that too. So they can go back and listen to them, but they're all in their deleted email. Just something really cool that I think is a great job on Microsoft when it comes to voicemail on Teams phone system.
Okay, so first thing we'll do, let's make a call. So you'll see down here, I'm at hit the calls, and then right here at the plus sign, make a call. You could just dial the phone number. Let's dial our main phone number, 714-593-0011. Make a call. Pretty simple. They're doing a good job. Okay, let's take a look at receiving the call. Call comes in. I'm on the call. Pretty simple. While I'm on this call, let me show you a couple things. So obviously you can see down here that I can mute myself really easily. Mute, unmute. So that's simple to follow. I can change the audio down here if I want to be on speakerphone or audio off. If you're calling from your car, Bluetooth. So let's keep it on that. Press the little 3-dot button. I can put the call on hold. I can transfer the call. I can turn on live options. Live captions, and I can show chat bubbles. I can do Cortana. So pretty simple there. Put the call on hold, transfer. If I want to transfer, I can either transfer now or do a consultative transfer. So it gives you both those options, pretty simple. So pretty easy there. Okay, so let's take a look at voicemail. So I have a voicemail on here. So really easy, up here in the upper right-hand corner, it's a little picture of a tape. I'm fat finger into there, but obviously there's the voicemail itself. It'll also email me, but just from the mobile app. You see test 1 2 3 test. That is the actual voicemail that we left just to test it. So you can see it's got transcription there. I can play it there. I can delete it right here in the app. Pretty much everything you need to do. So pretty simple there. Okay, so now I want to do something. I want to test something kind of cool that I like with certain service providers is what if you're on a call and it's using my Wi-Fi right now, but I drive out of Wi-Fi coverage and I have to switch over to my mobile data. Will it drop the call? So let's test it. So I'm just going to turn off my Wi-Fi. So I'm on a call right now, and if I want to turn off my Wi-Fi, I go ahead and go to settings, Wi-Fi, turn off. You see no connection, trying to reconnect, and it reconnected. So a little bit of a blip there, but at the same time, it did not drop the call. So I went off Wi-Fi and went on to my cellular data plan, and it did not drop the call. So that's good. Okay, so now that you've seen things from a user perspective, now I'd like to demo Microsoft Teams phone system for administrators.
Okay, so let's talk about the administrative portal now. Okay, so I just want to kind of quickly, I won't spend too much time on this, but just wanted to quickly go over a couple things here on the administrative portal. I've seen a lot of administrative portals for a lot of different cloud phone systems, sitting on a lot of demos over the years, but overall, it's okay. Teams phone system, their administrative portal, I'd say it's okay. It's not terrible. It's not fantastic. I think overall, if you're trying to administer the phone system, anytime you're getting into the Microsoft admin portal, you definitely got to know what you're doing. Just even to get to this part right here, the Teams admin center, as opposed to the normal admin portal, you kind of have to know what you're doing. And, if someone isn't very technical, they're going to need to have someone who is technical just to find this place and to know what they're doing with it. So I think that's kind of a strike against Teams phone system. It's just not very user-friendly to administer the phone system. It's pretty intimidating to jump into the Teams admin portal and start doing stuff in here. So that's one thing right out of the gate. To add a user, it's a little bit cumbersome in my opinion, because the first thing you have to do is you got to go to voice, then you have to go to phone numbers. You have to add a phone number first. And when you go to add a phone number, you have to designate what kind of phone number it's going to be. If it's going to be a user, if it's going to be an auto attendant, if it's going to be something else, you've got to designate that up front, which is kind of silly. And then after that, after you add a phone number, then you take that phone number, then you can assign a user to that phone number. If you want to do a user, if you want to make the phone number an auto attendant, then you have to go to down here to resource accounts, which is just kind of a funky name. And then you have to, so say I want to set up an auto attendant. First, I have to add the phone number and I have to designate it as an auto attendant phone number. Then I have to go down to resource accounts, click on that, and I have to add a resource account with a separate email address, which is kind of weird. And then I have to go to the auto attendant and then add the auto attendant in there, using all the information that I just talked about. So kind of a lot of steps and just kind of counterintuitive. There's a lot of cloud phone systems out there that are a lot easier when it comes to that thing. When it comes to adding stuff, like you just go, for instance, if you wanted to add an auto attendant, you just go to auto attendants, add a phone number. You'd be able to add the phone number within that, within there to be able to add the phone number. And it's just one step. You're not having to go and do all these things separately and add resource accounts and all this stuff. So it's just a little confusing, a little bit cumbersome, and a little bit confusing, especially to someone who's not phone system friendly, not technical. I'd say that's not the best system there, but it's doable. You can definitely do it. And then, so that's adding, removing users, things like that. So a little bit cumbersome, but it's doable. But you could see on here that within the voice, there's a lot of different options here to do calling policies and different dial plans and stuff like that. So that's all right here in the admin portal. Adjusting call queues, selecting holidays for holiday hours so that, if your business and auto attendant always, does the same thing on holidays. If your guys are closed, not taking calls on certain days, you have different locations, analytics and reports. This is an area, what I would call a gap area for Teams phone system. So go to usage reports, just very, very basic stuff here. So This is not very good compared to other cloud phone systems. And if you want to set up something good when it comes to reporting, you have to use something called PowerShell. And if that word intimidates you, you're with me. So PowerShell looks like DOS prompts. So if you want to create your own custom report and have it show some cool stuff, you've got to be able to use PowerShell, which most people don't know how to use. And most people are pretty intimidated by, because it's like you got to go in there and speak computer language in order to create a report in PowerShell. So again, another area of gap there when it comes to creating reports. I don't like their reporting tool. And if you're a large company who uses the phone quite a bit, that's going to be a problem, because you're going to have sales managers who want to see reports and want to kind of tweak the reports from time to time based on what they, whatever whim they have at that moment. And they're not going to be able to use PowerShell. So that's just something that's not realistic there that I don't like about the reporting. If your company needs a lot of reporting, Microsoft Teams phone system is going to be difficult. And the call quality dashboard, that's nice. That is there. You'll see you can open it up. I've already got it opened up here. And this is the call quality dashboard. Again, kind of a gap area, I think. There, you could see voice quality, things like that, but it's just not that user-friendly. It's just not that easy to use. Some people would argue that with me and say, like, hey, there's a way to do it that's a lot easier. But it's just not that easy to use compared to other cloud phone systems out there and the way they can measure it. For instance, if a call comes in or if there's a complaint and says, hey, I called your company and somebody hung up on me, trying to find that and trying to see what happened on that call, if it was a call quality issue or it was a person in the company that hung up on them, if the call came into the auto attendant, then it got transferred to so-and-so over in sales and they received the call, but they were on their mobile app and they ended up hanging up on the call, or they had bad call quality and the call dropped because they had bad cell reception or bad data. It's very hard to see that on here, and it's very hard to find it. And I don't even know if you can find it to that detail. So wouldn't grade it that high when it comes to looking at call quality and researching that. It is there. You do have the ability, but trying to figure that out isn't very user-friendly. It's not something that I would want to spend hours doing. And so that's that.
All right, so that's it. So just in summary, I want to go back over these things again. So in my opinion, after reviewing Microsoft Teams phone system in depth in 2023, I think Microsoft Teams phone system is a fantastic fit for your company. Number one, if your company has their own IT staff internally. So why do I say that? Because as you saw in the administrative portal, it's not that easy to administer. You really have to know what you're doing, and you have to be comfortable around navigating your way through the Microsoft admin portal. Number two is it's a great fit if your company has an E5 license. Why do I say that? Because if your company has E5 licenses, you're already paying for Teams Phone Standard already. So maybe your company got an E5 license because you liked all the security features. Well, that's great. So you're already paying for Teams Phone Standard. So that eliminates about half the cost, if not more, already of Microsoft Teams phone system. So automatically, now you're talking about Microsoft Teams phone system being a lot less expensive than any other option out there, which automatically makes it a great fit for your company to consider. Number three, your company uses Microsoft Teams a lot today. So if your users are using it a lot, it makes sense that, hey, it's a great fit, because if they're not, why are you really going down the Teams route? I can tell you right now, Teams is not absolutely the wave of the future, as some companies would love to tell you. Teams phone system came out in 2018, and it came out with a lot of promises, a lot of features that it said were on the roadmap. Well, I can tell you right now, a lot of those features are still on the roadmap, like texting, like call center. And throughout those 5 years, all the other service providers have had those things. So you can see that Microsoft isn't necessarily pouring a ton of money into research and development into this product. So it's a good product for some companies. They're not rushing ahead to add all these things super fast. It is not, in my opinion, the wave of the future. So if your company isn't using Teams a lot today, there's no use trying to force that issue by going to Teams phone system. There's a lot of other cloud phone systems out there that your company could be considering that'll cost about the same amount per month as Teams phone system. So if your company isn't using it a lot today, it might not be the best fit. And number 4, your company doesn't use the phone system a lot. As you saw in my demo of it, there's some features that it lacks, like it doesn't have access to call center. You can't do texting. You can't send and receive text messages. There's a lot of little features. The reporting, as you saw from the admin portal, is very limited. It does not have a way to record all calls right now. So there's a lot of different things going on there. No call center, SMS, all that stuff. There isn't right now a reception soft console out there. So if your company really uses the phone, wants to see some really good reporting, or maybe use some cool call center stuff and things like that, Teams may not be the best fit for your company. Number 5, your company does not need to integrate with the CRM. You noticed on the review, I didn't talk about CRM integration. That's because Microsoft Teams phone system does not integrate with CRMs very well, like Salesforce and even the big ones. There isn't very good integration compared to the other cloud phone system options out there. So if your company wants to do things like have screen pops, but not only that, have all the activity, all the call activity automatically recorded in the contact record, along with call recordings for each call and stuff like that, click to call from within the CRM, all those cool things, Teams phone system isn't the best fit. And finally, number 6, if your company needs a call center application, Microsoft Teams phone system does not have a call center application. So obviously Teams isn't going to be a good fit there. You're going to have to get a separate call center software on top of Teams, which sometimes is okay, but sometimes it just isn't. Sometimes it's better to have your phone system software on the same platform as your contact center or your call center software. So that's really something that needs to be talked about in more depth, but just right out of the gate, if your company has a call center, Teams may not be the best solution for your business. Okay, well, which phone service companies offer Teams phone system dial tone as a product? Well, instead of trying to search that stuff, you can actually go to our website and check that out. Not only that, you can find all the cloud PBX options out there that integrate with Teams or that have certain features. You can start filtering down all the different providers based on the features your company needs, which is pretty cool. It's really the only website around that's like that. We've spent thousands of dollars on it, so go check it out. You can filter all types of products by all types of features and narrow down your vendors right there real time. But you're going to reach a certain point where you're going to need to talk to a human, and that's where I come into play. So at some point you need some pricing or you need some recommendations on who these companies really are, what their reputations are in the industry. Reach out and contact me. I've been a broker for cloud phone systems and telecommunication services and all types of technology for over 20 years. I know the whole landscape, I know all the major vendors involved, and I know what niche each vendor serves and what their reputations are. So if you contact me and give you your company's requirements, I'll help you take a quick shortcut to find the best 2-3 vendors that your company should be quoting. I'll introduce you to the best salespeople to work with at those companies that I've worked with myself several times over with our customers and I approve of. And I'll oversee the quoting process to make sure your company gets the best pricing with your chosen service provider. And the nice thing is your company will not have to pay me a dime. The service providers pay me my broker fee. So there's absolutely no reason not to at least reach out and give me a call, see what I have to say, see what opinions I have. I guarantee you that I'll help you out. And that's what I do. So that's why I make the videos in hopes that you guys will reach out, give me a call, let me help you. Alrighty, so don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, ring the bell button. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you on the next video.